we live? Are we live? Are we live? Let me check. Let me check something here. Let's go to my video. Oh, yeah, we're live. We are live. We are live. Okay, cool. We are live. Let me go ahead and just play. You know how I have to do this, right? Like, I have to have something in the background that isn't a manga panel, so, like, Viz doesn't give me a copyright strike. Kind of stupid. So I'm just going to leave my review from yesterday play in the background. We have Robin in the chat. We have Angel. It's Yashvi, Manuel, Copex, D, Crabbier. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good on a Wednesday. You know, it's funny. I posted on my Discord yesterday. I think I'm going to post live streams the day after I put out my video because, you know, I put out my video pretty late into the evening. And then we do a live stream shortly after. And I realized that's been affecting the views. So I came up with an idea to say, well, how about we just live stream the following day so my video can get a lot of views. But here we are as I'm testing this theory. And again, I'm not like upset at anyone. If someone's watching this, they already saw my review. But it's like, I test that theory. And this is the lowest performing video review probably since I've done a Chainsaw Man Part 2 review, right? Only 3,600 views in almost 24 hours. So either the video is complete shit or no one really gave a shit on what happened in this week's chapter, which is kind of odd considering, you know, we're off the cusp of the fake Chainsaw Man and the Fami reveal, right? I mean, look at this. My views from last week, only 7K videos, or 7K videos, 7K views. This one, 3.6. But then, you know, the ones prior, 15K, 14K, 33K, right? Like, they're kind of like in that 15K ballpark, right? Which I'm okay with. But these last two underperformed a lot. So I don't understand why. I guess we'll see what happens 2 weeks from now, right? But something tells me I think YouTube suppressed the content. And I'm only saying that because, you know, at the end of my video reviews, if you guys haven't seen me do it, you know, I do like a little, hey, why are you still watching this video? Go watch the live stream type of thing. Oh, you're still here? And then I tell people to politely, you know, fuck off, which I think is pretty hilarious. I got that from another content creator. And I always love that. Like, she'll end the video just kind of like being quiet for like 5 to 10 seconds. And she'll look around and she's like, why are you still watching this? Fuck off. And I'm like, you know what? I think that's so hilarious. I'm going to do it. And I think it finally took YouTube a while because I've never done them in any of my videos up until what, the last 10 of these videos? I don't know. And I think now the algorithm caught on where it's like, oh, this boy's cursing too much. Or should I say cussing? Look, I came from up north. Up north, we say cursing. It's a curse word. Cussing, cussing sounds like a southern thing. I live in Florida now, you know, but when people say cussing, I'm just like, just say curse. Just say cursing, you know? So, I don't know. And maybe, ideally, no one just gives a shit about the last two videos, and that's okay too, right? Then this is just a me problem, or I would say really just a title problem. Mr. Beast has always said, if people don't click on your videos, it's because the thumbnails suck and the titles suck. Oh, God, you know, that's like the biggest glaring weakness I have on my channel. You know, I'm just not good with titles and thumbnails. I just don't care about them. Like, I know I should, but oh my God, when I think about it, even saying it out loud, like, holy shit, I don't care. You know? And then, of course, I just like to compare the videos with other Chainsaw Man people, right? So if we put Chainsaw Man 202, you know, we have Bento here. But then, see, even, I'm surprised, like, even Bento's video, only 6.7K views. So, despite him having almost twice the amount, to me, I'm just still looking at this like, well, no one really gave a shit about the chapter. Right? And there's really no one else talking about Chainsaw Man. It's just like a handful of us, less than 5. This guy has 2K subscribers. So it's okay if he has 153 views. You know, the other people, right? Like, isn't it crazy? There's only like 2 or 3 of us talking about Chainsaw Man. If you put in Sufferance, and Sufferance doesn't even really title his videos, right? Like Chainsaw Man 202 or whatever. Now, granted, his video just came out, so I'm not going to count it. But that's still kind of crazy. Only in 6 hours, he only got 3.3K views. And then even his video from last week, only 13K. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting how this fandom, you know, it's like we're keeping Chainsaw Man alive. But it seems like the cultural zeitgeist, like if something big doesn't happen, right? Like a Luffy Gear 5, or Makima was the villain the whole time, or Fami is the Death Devil, right? Like it seems like if Chainsaw Man isn't doing something so huge per week, no one seems to give a shit. But I'm going to go ahead and say I don't even think it's so much people not giving a shit. I think it's people who have been reading this part for so long and know 2 things. Unfortunately, or maybe I should say for better or for worse, Fujimoto is just going at the pace that he's going, and he's succumbed, right? Like, he's writing his story at his own pace, but because it's like a shonen thing and it has to come out, right? Even if it's once a week or twice a week, he's just going to make it 14 pages, right? Like, he's not under the scrutiny of Shonen Jump where it has to be minimum 18 to 22 pages. It has to have a good middle, beginning, and end. If you notice how Fujimoto has been writing Chainsaw Man Part 2, especially these like last chapters, the last 40, 50 chapters, right? He's just making them however he wants and realizing, okay, even if this isn't the best perfect beginning, middle, and end, right? Because you have to look at every shonen property or just how a manga comes out. Even if it's a long narrating arc, each chapter, whether it's My Hero, whether it's Naruto, whether it's Dandadan, you read it and it has a good beginning, middle, and end of an overarching story, right? But Chainsaw Man, it's like, okay, Fujimoto is doing that, but on a much shorter crunch and always, like, more that, how do I phrase this? He's doing that, but they're so short anyway. By the time you're done reading it, it's like, yeah, something happened. Like, we moved, you know, we moved an inch closer to the story, but that's not enough, right? Especially when you compare it to something like Dandadan, for instance, right? Don't worry, I won't show the latest chapter. Let's just go to, or I don't know, let's go to chapter 55, okay? Even when you look at this with the evil eye, right? And can people see this, by the way? They can't really see it. Let me just like, you know, not only do we have 21 pages, this page right here of Dandadan was basically all of the talking points. This is like 80% of the talking in a Chainsaw Man chapter. Is my mic on? Check. Check. I saw this thing turn red. Hello, check. It works. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Like, one page already. This is like 80% of the dialogue from a Chainsaw Man chapter. So, like, there's a lot of substance here, right? Even if a lot isn't happening with Momo and Okarun, for instance, at least we get to know a lot of what they're thinking, a lot of what they're feeling. Not to say Fujimoto isn't doing that, but considering the pace that we go with Chainsaw Man, it's so slow. It's so slow. I mean, I just envy how much dialogue is happening in a chapter like this. You know? Like, look at this. That was Dandadan, okay? And now we go to Chainsaw Man. We are arguably in the final arc of Chainsaw Man. And look at the dialogue we got here. Very easy stuff. Bang. Okay. Fight. And again, I'm not complaining about fighting. We all love to see the fights. Little dialogue right here. Die. Okay. Bang. Gah. Like, holy... like, guys, like, I wish I was making this up. Look at this. Now, again, I'm not expecting some Hirikoshi. Who's the guy who did... oh, my God. I'm blanking out. Togashi. I'm not expecting Togashi written chapters each and every week. And I know Chainsaw Man isn't in that story. This is just all to say, I understand why Chainsaw Man videos, right? Like, think about this. There's only 3 or 5 of us talking about Chainsaw Man Part 2 on YouTube consistently. I know there's a lot of smaller creators that are, you know, putting their reviews, etc. But it's like, okay, Bento, me, Sufferance, and maybe 3 or 4 more people that, you know, you guys enjoy. It's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about Chainsaw Man when, 1, there's not a lot of substance going on, and 2, it's really hard to really engage in a good video in a chapter when we only have like 14 pages. With this middle, beginning, and end kind of being already Like it's great. This is great. But why couldn't I have 22 pages of this, you know? So, yeah, Sufferance said it in his video that, like, and I don't know why I didn't say it in mine, but I was already, like, feeling the sentiment, right? You know, a lot of people are like, is Chainsaw Man going to end this year? Is Chainsaw Man going to end this year? The way we're going right now with this type of pacing and with only 14 pages, no fucking shot Chainsaw Man Part 2 is going to end this year. Chainsaw Man Part 2 is going to go on for at least, bare minimum, another year. Right? If the story ends next May, that's fine. But we're already halfway through 2025. And you guys think at this current pace that Chainsaw Man Part 2 is going to end this year? No way. Not a chance in hell. Which I should probably be somewhat thankful. That means my channel is going to be relevant for another year. You know? But damn, it's hard to be a Chainsaw Man fan sometimes, right? Like, damn, there's not a lot to chew on right now. I've been yapping for a bit. We got, let me say hi to more people. We got Jacob here. We got Alex D, who's already here. How you doing? Matthias, I didn't even see your post about anything. Blame YouTube. Wow, that's crazy. Jacob says it's boring right now. LOL, all cooking, no sizzle. Shueisha Ninja's getting YouTube to attack you. Yeah. I mean, I think it's because I just started cursing in my videos, or at the end, saying like "fuck off," you know. Your straightforward review and Sufferance psychoanalysis one. Yeah, I mean, because I'm always still impressed with how Sufferance can still come up with an 8 to 12 minute review on a chapter like this. Like, how long was Sufferance video today? 10 minutes. Holy shit, man. I barely had enough to say in 7 minutes. And then I was talking about like Grand Theft Auto in the end, right? Let's leave Sufferance video on here for a bit, right? I don't know how the man does it. And to that, I applaud you. Sufferance, you're watching. I'm a big fan. Everyone knows I'm a big fan. A lot of people love Sufferance. I love his videos. There's no fucking way I could have, you know, given you guys a 10-minute video on these fantastic 14 pages, on these 15 pages, you know? CSM, the definition of only show, never tell. Chainsaw Man suffers from slow progress, but always delivers at the end of the day. Final arc, no chance for part 3. I don't know, man. Bento talks about a part 3. I've seen some of his videos where he talks about part 3. Because I remember there was a video, 1 or 2 weeks ago? I don't know, like 4 or 5 videos ago where people were like, what do you think of Chainsaw Man part 3? I think at this pace, guys, don't fucking expect anything from Fujimoto. Like, if this is where Chainsaw Man ends, fine. Let's just hope part 2 is just consistent enough and has a good landing for me to say, okay, we had a good Chainsaw Man part 2, despite what you may think comparing it to part 1. Do I think there's a part 3? I don't know. The answer is, let's see where it goes. And I hate when people say that in my videos. Oh, wait, no, not when they say that. When people say, what is it? Oh, let's not judge the story until it's over. It's like, why are you watching my videos then? If each and every week I'm going to say, hey guys, what do you think of Denji fighting fake Chainsaw Man? Well, let's just wait until it's over to fully judge it. Hey, DJ Miles, what do you think of Fami being the Death Devil? Well, let's just wait and see until it's over. Right? It's like, no, you don't care about that shit. You want to hear what I have to say about this. Is this shit good? Is this shit bad? Right? Like, this is why you guys tune in each and every week. You want to hear my thoughts, whether they're good, whether they're bad. And then we talk about it in the comment sections. It's a conversation. It's a discourse for conversation. Can you imagine, like, how many people would stop watching me if I just said, hey guys, let's just wait until the story is over? Anyway, I'm getting off topic. This is just all to say, I don't know if there's going to be a Chainsaw Man part 3. My thing is, don't bet on it with the way it's going now. Not because I think it's in a downward spiral, but because I think if we're getting 14 to 15 pages right now, especially compared to what we got in the beginning. Remember in the beginning? You guys remember Chainsaw Man Part 2 when we had more than like 20 pages in a chapter? I remember that. You know? The way Fujimoto's going is like, guys, he's going so slow. Let him just finish writing this story and let's just hope to God we get a part 3. Do I think there's going to be a part 3? Don't bet on it. Would I love to be proven wrong? Absolutely. I hope there's a part 3. Like I said, selfishly, for the sake of keeping my channel relevant, let's talk about it, you know? Let's get a part 3. Neff is here. What's good? Jacob, he repeats ad. Is there an ad playing? If there's an ad, my bad. I don't know how to turn off the ads. Waffle Boy says, I'll still be here after Chainsaw Man ends personally with Don. I haven't caught up in the past 10 chapters, sadly, but I will soon. D says, to be honest, it's been feeling like a chore catching up to Chainsaw Man every week, personally. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, right? Like, that's kind of the hard part, right? Like, this is not a bad chapter, but fuck, man. Sometimes we wait 2 weeks just to get through this, and it's been like the running joke in like my reviews the past few weeks. How long does this shit take you to read? Right? Like, you look at it, action. This is great. I love this. Cool. Awesome. Like, you know, we get here, some good revelations. I mean, let's just say you even took your time with this. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then you're like, oh, fuck, 15 pages? And now I got to wait 2 weeks? Like, yeah, it's... Oh, man. I will say, though, I think when Chainsaw Man Part 2 ends, obviously, like many ongoing series where people wait week by week or bi-weekly for chapters, this read-through will feel so much more better. When Chainsaw Man Part 2 is over completely, of course reading it is going to feel just so good when it's all over. But right now, it's like getting to the sushi restaurant. Man, to me, that is still by far the lowest point as a Chainsaw Man fan. Getting to that sushi restaurant was a fucking chore. Oh my God. And then to know, ironically enough, The most talked about chapter within all of 2024 in Viz Shonen Jump was the chapter where Asa gave Denji the Shinji hands, and that was the most talked about chapter. That is so fucking crazy to me. Eunice says, wait till it ends is such a dumb argument. It's like saying don't criticize One Piece arcs until the story is over. Yeah, I agree. Eternal exposure here. What's up? I made it. Thought I was going to miss the stream. No. We are here right now. Pochita will take over Denji's body until Denji's no more. We'll wait and see for that. Denji still hasn't found the new Blood Devil. Do you think Fujimoto might be able to fit that in this arc? I mean, if this is the last arc, yeah, I think the Blood Devil has to show up. I think Nayata still has to show up. Or the Reborn Again Control Devil, Lotaru says, I take my time and it doesn't help at all. Reading the chapter, right? I know, man. It's painful. It's painful. Part 2 Weekly's experience is awful compared to Part 1 in other mangas. Yeah, I bet. Oh gosh, I started reading the series Weekly when Asa and Death were trying to save Denji. I hope Chainsaw Man doesn't get the JJK treatment. Oh, man, yeah, we'll see, man. I don't think so, but, you never know. Matthias says, what could even be in Part 3? I could imagine something before with Nayata or something, but now I don't really know how. Will the Vigilante Corpse arrive? I mean, that's a good question. I did have an image I shared on Discord about the Vigilantes. Where the hell is it? Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. I found the Vigilante Corpse, everyone. That's the Chainsaw Man Vigilantes right here. Can you guys see that? We found the Chainsaw Man Vigilantes. All right. Well, guys, it is, we're about 20 minutes in. Like we were criticizing this entire stream. There is a chapter to discuss. So let's quickly discuss what happens in chapter 267. I really hope Shueisha doesn't give me a copyright strike. I'm going to show the panels, and then I'm going to show this Vigilante panel, and then we'll talk, right? So where are we? All right. So chapter 202, Devil Combination. Yoru is asking Denji if he's mad at what she did, which, just to remind everyone, what did she do? She blew off the arms of a victim that Denji was helping from the Falling Devil and got upset that, not only did he kill a girl, he just outright, Denji was reminded in that moment, oh shit, yeah, you're cute, but you're a devil. Just like Makima, you're a devil at the end of the day, and I know what I gotta do. So before we can see mom and dad fight, that's when the fake Chainsaw Man was like, hello, I'm still here. And fake Chainsaw Man almost got caught by surprise because the fake Chainsaw Man is met with a bang, ends up dodging it, and ends up telling Yoru and Denji, did you guys have a disagreement just so you can deceive me? And that's when Denji's like, nah, bro, she's just that crazy. And you can tell Denji was visibly upset. So we see this. This is a cool action sequence. The bang misses. We see a big rock. Chainsaw Man, slices it in two. Denji uses that to his advantage. And then, so when Yoru is about to put fake Chainsaw Man down, this is when we see something interesting. Two pseudo Chainsaw Men take the bang blast for the fake Chainsaw Man. And then we see all of them appear or surround the fake Chainsaw Man, like the leader of an entourage. And we see this girl right here fusing with the fake Chainsaw Man. and it's merging into one. And this is the thing I said in my video where, let me see. Did I have my video saved? Here we go. And this is where I talked about the comparisons of Santa Claus, right? Because Santa Claus had something similar to this, that, she has all these dolls all around, and she has these perfect dolls who are just, they have their consciousness, and, they're still slaves at the end of the day, etc. But, they can merge with Santa Claus. And Santa Claus, when she was in Cosmo's realm, she ends up telling Cosmos that, like, look, even if you defeat or destroy my main body, my mind is in the collective consciousness of all these dolls. So destroying me doesn't really prove anything. So, the thing that we can ask ourselves here is that how the fake Chainsaw Man works as well? Like, if this fake Chainsaw Man is defeated, will the collective consciousness of another fake Chainsaw Man now take over? Right? And I didn't make the joke earlier, but you know how, like, Venom, or I guess in the film, it's like, we are Venom, right? Like, Venom is a single symbiote. Venom can go into the body of, like, Eddie Brock and, like, these other people. And Venom will always be Venom, but Venom is a symbiote. Is that the same thing with the fake Chainsaw Man? As long as there is a fake Chainsaw Man, they can still do what the fake Chainsaw Man wants to do. Maybe not the best example, but you get what I'm saying here with with Santa Claus and fake Chainsaw Man, right? They basically kind of have the same powers, with merging their bodies. So let's go ahead and read some comments here. Crabbier says, one of these days, these streams are going to be a yap session about Chainsaw Man chapter and other mangas that DJ Miles also likes. Somniac says, what if fake Chainsaw Man ate a piece of the fire devil, similar to how Santa ate a piece of darkness? I really like that too. Lotaru says, I actually wanted Denji to fight Yoru, not fake. Also, two normies blocked a Yoru shot now. Like they took the full hit covering or for a fake Chainsaw Man. Light Knight was good. Similar to Ermac from MK. Yeah, that's actually a really good comparison. Let me see. So we see the merging happening. And then fake Chainsaw Man pulls exactly what Santa Claus pulls on Denji, right? Like, hey, like, you know, you can fight me all day, but what about innocence? How are you going to react to that? And Denji's like, oh my God, like, these dolls are having a sense of their, you know, their identities back for a minute. And they're screaming and they're like, oh my God, like, what am I? Like, this is horrible. And Denji didn't know what to do until Quan Chi came and told Denji, you know, ignorance is bliss. This is a shitty situation, but you got to do what's ultimately best for the greater of mankind. That is not what she says. I am paraphrasing the fuck out of that, and it's not even remotely close to what Quan Chi said. But essentially, ignorance is bliss. I know this is a hard situation, but you're still doing the right thing at the end of the day. So I do like the parallels here of fake Chainsaw Man doing the merging of the fake Chainsaw Man like the Doll Devil, and then even the fake Chainsaw Man similar to Santa Claus saying, what are you going to do and how are you going to react when these people are now reverting back to their normal selves, right? It's a good manipulation tactic. It's going to make Denji be put in a difficult situation. But what can he do here? So, you know, these people are still fucked no matter what. It just sucks that Denji's now put in this situation, and how's he going to get out of it? Well, Suffering said in his video, and I don't know how I didn't think about this, Yoru's here. So even if this is a difficult situation for Denji, well, Yoru certainly doesn't give a shit. Yoru can just say, bang, 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 I'm going to destroy these people. And even if Denji, and if anything, that is going to add more fuel to the fire for Denji to resent Yoru, right? Like, let's say they defeat the fake Chainsaw Man or they damage the fake Chainsaw Man enough. But during that process, the fake Chainsaw Man now had all these pseudo Chainsaw Men take the hit for him, got wiped out by Yoru, which now bothers Denji some more. And whenever they escape, unless this battle really, like, I guess the question is, do you think this battle is going to end with the victor right away? I see them battling, and then I see them escaping, Team Rocket style, and then we get like another showdown at some point. But considering this is the last arc, who knows? Maybe, fake Chainsaw Man and Tenji will battle it out right here with Yoru. And, we'll see how this pans out. So keep in mind, this is just the beginning of their battles. And there's a lot more we could see, without a doubt. Matthias says, do you think that Denji can actually save those people? Because that would be very unexpected for me. No, I don't think so. I think it's like verbatim, like a Quan Chi situation. He's going to feel uncomfortable, but if Yoru doesn't take out these people, I think Denji will. Going back to the ignorance is bliss thing, because the bigger threat, it's still at hand. We have to put down the fake Chainsaw Man, because if we don't, more people are going to be, casualties in this mess. Chibi5 says, I feel like the fake Chainsaw Man is like a bonfire, and the Chainsaw Man people are like the little flames that are keep getting added. Okay. I doubt Denji can. He will try to avoid. Then Yoru just finish it off for him. Yeah. Now, let me go ahead and address and, say, because I did add a comment right here. I'm actually going to pin it. I did go on a tangent saying the fake Chainsaw Man could actually be the Fire Devil. And I was basing that off this comment section I found in the Viz comments. And let's go ahead and find it. Let me see. And can you guys read it okay? Yeah. This person basically says here, what if fake Chainsaw Man is actually the Fire Devil, with them being able to control the Chainsaw Man civilians? Such a cool revelation. Not only was the Chainsaw Man Church lying about making contracts with the Fire Devil and it actually being the Fire Devil, but Fire was actively masquerading as justice and playing the part. Now, I really, really like this for many reasons, because Fujimoto already gave us a big twist in that Fami was death all along. And Yuko, way back when, I said it in, let me find the panel in my chapter review. Yuko says here, don't make a contract with the Justice Devil like I did. They're at our school. But we know the Justice Devil was that big blob during the Falling Devil arc. So the Fire Devil, who is acting like the Justice Devil, has been here. Just like Fami, Death has been here the entire time. So Fire has been here the entire time. What if the first time we saw the fake Chainsaw Man, who ends up killing Yuko, by the way, maybe because Yuko knew too much, right? Like, oh shit, I gotta take Yuko out. She's gonna spill the beans. So what if the fake Chainsaw Man is the Fire Devil, and the Fire Devil is like a fanatic of Chainsaw Man? But this is where it gets complicated, because we saw the fake Chainsaw Man and Fami get consumed by Death. And then it wasn't until that moment they now started obeying Death. But this is the problem to the theory. I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier when I was going on this rant about the fake Chainsaw Man being the Fire Devil. Yoru told Denji when they were eating those pot stickers, right? About hey, I made a contract, or a good friend of mine Who's the Blood Devil? You know, we kind of made this contract. Like, I got to find her. Is Naita still going to be around? You know, like that conversation. I think it's chapter 190, 194. That conversation, right? You know, Yoro was saying, well, you know, Blood Devil's going to be there. You know, the Control Devil's going to be there, whether it's Naita or not. But the Fire Devil's going to be there. The Fire Devil is going to bow its head to death. So why would the Fire Devil actively disobey death masquerading as the fake Chainsaw Man if it wasn't already in servitude of death? That doesn't make sense, right? If the fake Chainsaw Man is the Fire Devil, why would the fake Chainsaw Man, one, fight with Fami? Right? Like, the Fire Devil and these other, like, powerful ranking devils probably know what Death is trying to do or wants to do. So why would the Fire Devil be the fake Chainsaw Man, then get consumed to be in the mind control of Fami, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. But there's still a little part of me that, you know, regardless of what you think, even if that's not true, right? Because now I think it's not true. We still know the fake Chainsaw Man made a contract with the Fire Devil. So what type of resolve is the fake Chainsaw Man, like, what's the resolve the fake Chainsaw Man has? Like, is it because it's the amalgamation of the fear of Chainsaw Man, right? Like, does the fake Chainsaw Man have this hero complex because it is the fear of Denji and Chainsaw Man? Or is this a specific individual? But is the fake Chainsaw Man the Fire Devil? No. We just know that the fake Chainsaw Man made a contract with the Fire Devil. And somehow this ability that it has is due in part to the Fire Devil. And then maybe just a little bit of what the fake Chainsaw Man is all about, right? Like seeing the merging of this body, right? Okay, cool. We know one of the abilities that the fake Chainsaw Man can do. It probably has a few more under its tricks, under its sleeve. So we'll have to wait and see. Trishy says, maybe Yuko, though the Justice Devil, was the real Chainsaw Man because of the resemblance. Since fake Chainsaw Man can absorb people who are enamored by Chainsaw Man, since Yuko was one of those people who it killed and maybe absorbed, do you think it could bring her out and use it against Asa? Wow, that would be really cool. I would love to see that. Alex says, I think part 3 will happen. He will leave part 2 in a cliffhanger like a movie trilogy. Oh, man, I don't know. Part 2 has been so decisive. You know, I think Fujimoto doesn't give a shit about what the community thinks at the end of the day to some degree. So if that happens, fine. But, man, it will be very... I don't know. I would like part 2 to have somewhat of an ending, right? Like it can have an ending and then still heavily allude to a part 3. I'm okay with that. But it ending specifically on a cliffhanger, I don't know. Jacob, yeah, says, let's wait until the story is over to decide. Yep. When I saw the kid who turned back into human, I thought Fake Saw changed that guy's face into Aki to fuck with Denji. Yeah, that would have been wild. Hybrid, RIP Beam, gone far too soon. Agreed. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the latest chapter. You know, we have to wait, from what I've heard, 2 weeks. So the bi-weekly Devil struck again. Viz says 7 days, but people say on the Manga Plus app, it says 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and just confirm that. Manga Plus. Here we go. Manga Plus. Let's find out together, shall we? Chainsaw Man. Oh, chapter 200, my bad. Why can't I? Here you go. Next chapter on the 20th. Ah, man. Yeah. I don't know how Viz always fucks up, man. Guys, just always go with the Manga Plus for accuracy. Look, I mean, Viz is new chapter coming out in 6 days. No, that's not what Viz is saying. Viz is saying on the 20th. So, the bi-weekly devil has struck. Kind of sad. And, you know, it doesn't help going to what I was saying earlier in this stream. It's like, man, we wait 2 weeks and we just consume this content so fast. And this is, it's a good story, right? Like, Chainsaw Man definitely has come a long way since the arrival to the sushi restaurant. And it's been a lot of fun, but man, is it hard to talk about. Because we don't have a lot of substance to chew on, you know? So, a little bit of a downer, but hey, have no fret. I have a merch store called Nen Garden. Horrible segue, I know. The desk mats have officially sold out. The people who have bought them, thank you so much. We still have 17 play mats. If you guys use discount code Fumiko, you will get 40% off this price. So, which you can also use as a mouse pad. I have mine currently right here. I absolutely love it. So, on the main channel, I do have a Dandadan Part 9 video coming out here very shortly. And then, yeah, get ready for Dandadan Season 2. I can't believe we're already in May. God, Season 2 is going to drop out in like 2 weeks. And if you do see some shorts talking about Blue Lock, I think it's because I'm going to talk about Blue Lock more on this channel. So, yeah, I think that is it for the updates. I hope you guys have a good week. We will be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more to chew and discuss on. And